Did you really go to Siargao if you didn't sink your fingers into a feast like this? Famous for its vibrant colors and flavors and the iconic Siargao, spelled in steaming hot rice, this coastal take on a beloved Filipino tradition will easily be one of your best meals in Siargao. This boodle fight is usually included in the Tri-Island tour, where you'll find yourself making a stop at the Ku Island for lunch. If you're like me and you love seafood, this will be perfect for you since it includes a variety of local shellfish for you to choose from. Each boodle fight is different, but you'll generally be able to dig into shellfish, rice, noodles, beef or pork, and a few in-season fruits. This is just a glimpse into the amazing flavors that Siargao has to offer. We're going back to the main island in a bit to explore restaurants and cafes to complete your itinerary. After watching this video, you'll have a better idea of where to eat in Siargao. What's up, beach listeners? This is Hannah. For over 15 years, our team, together with the Poor Traveler, has been exploring the Philippines to list out the best that the country has to offer. We've just made a video on things to do in Siargao, which you can find on our channel, but beyond the tourist spots you can find in and around the island, its restaurants, cafes, and food spots in general will round out your whole experience. Just a small note that this is not in any particular order. It's not a ranking of the best restos and cafes on the island, but rather me sharing my opinion on food spots that we were able to try in the short time that I was there a few months back. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we have new videos. If you're watching this on Facebook, support us by following this page and sharing this video. After bringing you to the Ku Island, it's time to make our way back to General Luna on the main island for some brunch at Siago Beach Resort. Like many of the establishments on this list, Siago is a beach resort with a restaurant that's open to non-in-house guests. This means that you can make a reservation at the restaurant even if you aren't checked in. Siago Beach Resort takes inspiration from Tulum, Mexico, blending Spanish architecture with hand-picked Filipino furniture. Its restaurant area is one of the best examples of this, giving guests beautiful and airy interiors which are perfect for Siargao's climate. Carrying a menu inspired by Central and South America, their restaurant offers fusion dishes with Philippine and international flavors. Since I visited their restaurant at around 10 a.m., I decided to get a brunch bestseller, their motoleños. It consists of eggs on a tostada or a tortilla smeared with salsa roja underneath, which is basically a sauce made of tomatoes and chili peppers, with plantains, refried beans, tomatoes, jamon del país, or basically ham, and marinated feta cheese on the side. It was like eating a healthy plate of nachos, which I absolutely loved. I usually don't like tomato-based meals, but this was the perfect dish to get me ready for the morning. I think it's largely because it's so balanced, not just nutritionally, but flavor-wise as well. I also appreciated that Siago's menu includes items for those with specific diets such as dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan, or vegetarian, and even some substitutions. Certain items on their menu will have symbols indicating such. You can look for these little circles with letters inside of them to check if a dish is made a certain way or if it can be customized for you. You can find their full menu on their website, which we'll add to the description of this video. Don't be limited by my own brunch order since Siago does have an extensive menu including dinner items, dessert, and even a kids menu. Aside from the restaurant, Siago's beachfront is also a must-visit. It's shared among all check-in guests, but even guests just dining at the restaurant can enjoy the view. For a consumable amount of 500 pesos, you can even enjoy a beachfront meal on one of their sunbeds. If you're planning to do a bit of work here, you can do so as well since they provide access to their Wi-Fi for 2 hours. Another restaurant with a beautiful view. While Siago sits on the southern end of Siargao, you'll find this next restaurant perched north of the island. Fairly new to the island, Trogon's Perch offers oceanfront rooms, an infinity pool, a fitness center, and it houses Sausalito bar and restaurant. They have an extensive menu ranging from breakfast eats to dinner items, complete with a variety of mains, salads, pastas, sandwiches, pizzas, paellas, pica-pica, and dessert. I noticed that Sausalito's menu is quite heavy on shellfish, and it's evident not only on their dinner menu but even in their breakfast menu. Since we visited in the morning, we mostly ordered breakfast items, and I personally had the fish rice bowl, which included the catch of the day cooked tempura style on top of rice with some beautifully poached eggs, cubed ripe mangoes, cucumbers, pickled onions, and togarashi to give it a bit of a kick. Here are some other orders you'll find at our table: salmon Benedict eggs, chorizo rice bowl, ham and cheese truffle, yogurt and tropical fruits with granola topping, and the salmon omelette. While you wait for your food, you can enjoy the view that Trogon's Perch has. While you can't go up to the old lighthouse anymore, yes, I even asked the staff since I wanted to go up, it does add to the beauty of the scenery. We visited Siargao during a particularly rainy week, so the waves were especially strong, but they really looked quite beautiful from afar. Aside from admiring the view from the restaurant, there's also a view deck you can check out which has an even closer view of the ocean. Just be careful since the view deck is made of wood and can get quite slippery when wet. Before we even talk about the food, can I just say I loved Lamari's interiors. Before you even get to the actual resort, you'll have to walk through this tunnel of greenery which leads you to their open-air restaurant. Lamari is known for being a top-notch boutique hotel with stunning architecture appropriate to the climate. The bamboo structure of the restaurant is perfect for alfresco dining. Aside from their main menu, you can also order coffee from White Beard Coffee Siargao, which has a pop-up at Lamari. I had an iced caramel latte to go with my Salisbury steak, which includes a US Angus beef patty topped with mushroom sauce, served with garlic fried rice, and a fried egg. It was delicious, but I do think the serving could be a bit bigger. Here are some of the other items at our table: the house green salad, chicken parmigiana, chorizo aglio olio, spaghetti al gamberi, and the grilled tuna steak. Much like other restaurants found within beach resorts, Lamari does have an extensive menu to cover all meals of the day, and then some. Since we came during lunch, we weren't able to try their wines, spirits, and beers, but you can find all of these in their menu. You can find this on their website, and we'll include the link in the description. Don't worry, we're eating dinner at this stop. Bravo carries a diverse menu, but they are pretty honest about having a strong Spanish influence in their flavors. Similar to Lamari, Bravo's cozy and airy architecture will really lure you in. The nipa and bamboo ceiling adds character to the ambience of the restaurant, which is a perfect match for their delicious Spanish-Filipino fare. Since we ordered family style, I was able to try a little bit of everything. Obviously, we didn't order everything on the menu, but it was still quite a bit. For starters, we had croquetas de jamon serrano, a house salad, cauliflower bites, patatas bravas, and tuna tataki. In general, the starters were all amazing, but if I could take any of these home, it would be the cauliflower bites, the patatas bravas, and the tuna tataki. The cauliflower bites were a surprise because they were so simple yet so good. It's literally just deep fried cauliflower, but it was fried to perfection, it didn't feel oily, and was very crispy. The potatoes were also a relatively simple dish, just fried potatoes and two sauces, but the sauces were really flavorful. I don't remember what the two sauces were specifically, but they worked really well with the potatoes and even the cauliflower bites. I wanted to give the tuna tataki a spotlight too because it tasted really fresh and was a great way to cut through the richness of the other starters. Now for the mains. We got a chicken teriyaki bowl on a platter since it was a big order, and their slow-cooked coconut pork curry. The starters were delicious and the mains definitely did not disappoint. The chicken teriyaki was not too tart, so the sauce was delicious and not too overwhelming. The chicken teriyaki also came with some cabbage, green beans, and calamansi. The calamansi made all the difference with the green beans, and I wish I had added it to the vegetables sooner. The cabbage and green beans were both slathered in what tasted like sesame oil, and without the calamansi, the cabbage was a bit too salty. Make sure to mix the calamansi if you order this. Personally, the slow-cooked coconut pork curry was the star of the show for me. The meat was soft and the flavors mixed really well. I usually don't like dishes with milk or gata, but the coconut milk really helped balance the strong curry flavor of this dish. The paratha that came with the dish also helped to add texture to the dish since its light, doughy texture contrasted with the saucy meat. Since we were a large group, we ordered all of the desserts on their menu at the time. We were able to try their banoffee pie, cheesecake, dark chocolate mousse, tiramisu, and their fruit platter. My personal favorites are the cheesecake and the banoffee pie. The cheesecake is a white chocolate and coconut cheesecake with red berries jam. You'll find bits of coconut in the crust and on top of the cheesecake, which added texture to this dessert. It wasn't too sweet, especially with the slight tartness of the jam, so it was perfect to bake through all the savory flavors of the night. The banoffee pie was a tasty mix of bananas, cream, and toffee, which wasn't too sweet. If you'd like to view Bravo's full menu, you can do so on their website, link in the description. Aside from their main restaurant, Bravo Beach Resort also houses Tiburon, which you'll find near the Bravo Skate Bowl. Tiburon is known for their fruity and creamy popsicles, arepas, rice bowls, and their kombucha bar. We were too full to try anything from Tiburon, but if this seems like more your thing, share your review in the comments. You can also reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. We are Philippine Beach List on all those platforms. You'll find the Bravo shop where you can grab a few t-shirts and souvenirs near Tiburon. Wholly Filipino-owned, Harana Surf Resort was established in 2015 by Ian Sermonia and Mike Medina, who came from Manila. Bayani is Harana Surf Resort's restaurant and sits within the resort's poblacion-like layout. True to its name and commitment to being Filipino-owned and operated, Bayani serves authentic Filipino flavors. We started the night with pianggang satay, lumpiang gulay, and lumpiang Shanghai. If I could have eaten the pianggang satay all night, I would have. While the rest of my teammates have tried chicken pianggang and other similar Mindanaoan fare, this was personally my first time to try burnt coconut and lemongrass chicken. It was a great introduction to these new flavors for me and a great start to the night. We had quite a few mains after these starters, namely bangus sisig, beef kulma, cauliflower kare-kare, and pork sinigang. Something about Bayani's take on lutong bahay was both so homey and yet so exciting. If you think about it, these flavors are all too common for many of us, but the slight tweaks they made along with the presentation made each dish feel like a new experience. Personally, it was my first time to try cauliflower kare-kare, and I honestly didn't think that a vegetable dish would be my favorite from the night. Don't get me wrong, all of the mains tasted wonderful, but since cauliflower kare-kare was so new to me, it blew me away and became an instant favorite. If you're not too full yet, make sure to grab yourself some of their panna cotta, which takes our usual mango sago and adds a fresh new twist to it. If you want to see Bayani's full menu, we've added the link in the description. If you're up for some drinks, stick around for our next stop, which is within Harana Surf Resort as well. We were so fortunate to try Paraluman, a speakeasy found at the heart of Harana Surf Resort. At the time of our visit, this gin parlor was only 4 months old. It's a very short walk away from the restaurant, but make sure to ask for directions since it's tucked away behind an unassuming door. You'll know you're in the right place when you find this sign. The gin parlor has a no-shoes policy, so be ready to leave your shoes at the door and go barefoot. Once you get into the parlor, you'll find this cozy space built for only 10 customers at a time. It pays homage to the golden age of mid-century Philippines throughout its interiors, and the name of the speakeasy itself is an ode to the Filipino actress of the same nickname. You'll even find images of her all over the space. But Tin ordered a Negroni and the bartender's choice. We weren't exactly in a drinking mood at the time, but we really wanted to see their Negroni, which is served straight out of the lion's mouth. Thanks for taking one for the team, Tin. We didn't get to stay long, but it was an interesting experience nonetheless. I could definitely see why a visit to this exclusive speakeasy is a must, especially if you'd like to get away from Siargao's nightlife for a bit. Before we move on to the next item, we just wanted to add that we were invited to try Sausalito Bar and Restaurant, Lamari, Bravo Restaurant, and Bayani and Paraluman during our Siargao tour arranged by Philippine Airlines and Guide to the Philippines. But rest assured, all opinions shared in this video are entirely our own and based on our honest experience. While we weren't able to order any food at Siargao Beach Club, I wanted to include it in this list since having a few rounds of drinks after dinner is one way to complete your Siargao experience. Siargao Beach Club is an institution in Siargao's nightlife since it hosts many of the island's bigger parties along with El Lobo Siargao, which is right across the street. Right around the time of our visit, Siargao Beach Club was hosting a party every night with different themes each night. It just so happened that we were able to catch their foam party on a Tuesday night. In order to get updated information, it's best to check their Facebook page since sometimes each party has different rules, particularly in terms of entrance fees and free drinks. Honestly, even if you're not one to drink, I think it's a must experience at least one of the bigger parties in Siargao. It was my first time to experience a foam party of any kind, and it was so much fun. If you're not in Siargao for the surfing or for the beaches, it's likely that you've come to the island for its lively nightlife. Siargao Beach Club sits on Tourism Road in General Luna, where you'll find a variety of bars and drinking spots for all kinds of drinkers. Whether you're looking to party hard, to dance the night away, to listen to homegrown artists over a few beers, or just to chill and have a few bottles among friends, you'll find something for you along Tourism Road in General Luna. You may even encounter this lanzana seller that was making the rounds that night. Sorry we weren't able to ask how much a kilo was, but he tells us that on busy nights, he's able to go home with an empty cart. Ginanggang is a snack that my tour guide made sure I tried before leaving the island. It's basically skewered bananas that are brushed with margarine and sprinkled with sugar after being grilled. The term ginanggang literally means grilled in Cebuano. Ginanggang is made with saba, a type of cooking banana here in the Philippines. After peeling, it is then grilled over charcoal. Once slightly charred, that's when the margarine gets brushed and the white sugar gets sprinkled. It's a bit like banana Q since it's served on a stick, but banana Q isn't really cooked while on the stick like ginanggang, and sweeter and riper bananas are used for ginanggang since it's not coated in caramelized sugar like banana Q. You'll find street vendors selling this all over Siargao and they're as cheap as 10 pesos per stick. Siargao Corner Cafe opens the earliest among coffee spots on the island, already brewing at 6 in the morning. They also serve all-day breakfast, but they're famous for their affordable coffee selections and their ambience. The cafe has 2 floors, both of which are al fresco, which is perfect if you want to do some people watching while also getting some work done. From some reviews I read, a lot of digital nomads hang out on the second floor. Since I wanted to try something different, I opted for their Blue Ternate coffee.
Hi guys, this is the first time that someone's ever ordered Blue Ternate coffee. Sabi natin it's an herb. I'm gonna check again after, but this is what it looks like. Oh, that's very sweet. Kung masyado parang masyadong malasahan. Except it kind of just tastes like a latte. It tastes good, pero parang I don't think it gives me an idea of what Blue Ternate is. Pretty good coffee for 160 pesos.
There was a bit of a hint of a floral flavor from the Blue Ternate, but it's very subtle. Regardless, it was still a pretty good cup of coffee and definitely a pretty one. If I had my way, coffee would always be served the way Coco Frio does it. Maybe I'm just partial to ice shaken drinks, but I loved Coco Frio's fusion of coconut and coffee. This quaint coffee joint occupies a small but booming lot on General Luna's Tourism Road, and it's captured the hearts of locals and tourists alike with its unique take on coffee. They have a variety of coconut-forward drinks and cold snacks like milkshakes, even vegan ones, coconut water, coconut ice cream, and coconut coffee mixes for hot and cold weather. Since I'm the type to drink colder when it's cold, I opted for the coconut coffee freeze despite Siargao's rainy weather. It was basically a frozen mix of coconut meat, coconut milk, and a shot of coffee which was then blended. If you're like me and you like your coffee on the creamier side, this is perfect for you. But if you'd prefer a punchier cup of coffee, you may want to try their iced Vietnamese coffees. Aside from the charm of their quaint little spot, I also appreciated their kind staff and their commitment to sustainability. If you want your coffee to go, you'll need to bring your own container. Otherwise, you're free to enjoy their delicious coconut treats at their shop. Sunset Coffee Roasters is a fairly new coffee shop in Siargao. It sits right before the Katangnan Kabitoanan Bridge, also known as AFAM Bridge or even Sunset Bridge, which we covered in our previous video. Aside from having delicious coffee, their space is beautifully designed with lots of windows to let in the light in the morning. At least that's what the pictures from their Instagram show. I can't really say since I visited in the early evening. If you're a remote worker, you'll love this spacious cafe with ample seating and lots of power outlets. I got a cup of their Dirty Earl, which features a combination of Earl Grey tea, oat milk, and coffee. I usually start the day with coffee and end the day with tea, so having both in one cup was an interesting but welcome mix of flavors. Plus points for the oat milk sub. I loved this quick visit to Sunset Coffee Roasters, but it did make me all the sadder that I hadn't been able to experience the festivities on Sunset Bridge due to the rain. It's definitely on my list of things to do and places to eat when I come back to Siargao. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and save our promo codes for discounts. Join us next time as we check another destination off our Philippine beach list.